welcome to our presentation. I'm Elena. It's a great pleasure for me to give this opening speech. First, let's give the warmest applause to welcome our members. Leah, hello. Mary, hi. Alice, hello. Joyce. Yeah, you see, our topic is labor shortage in the hospitality industry. We hope through examining the issue of labor shortage, we can give you some practical tips on solving this problem. Yes, this is the agenda. At the very first beginning, we'll give you a role player directed by ourselves, and then the introduction and importance of labor shortage explained by Joyce, the impacts by Claire and me, the strategies by Alice and Mary. Finally, I'll back to give the summary and the reference list. So now it's the show time.
Showtime, action!
Good morning, how can I help you?
I'd like some pasta.
Okay, what kind of pasta you would like?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti, and what about the dressing?
Tomato sauce.
Okay.
Hello.
And yes, just a moment, please.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello, good morning, how are you? Yes?
Can you refill the water?
Okay, no problem.
Sorry?
I need the water.
I need a labor!
Welcome back to our topic. As hospitality industry continues to grow more rapidly in recent years, it is experiencing labor shortage and expected to face greater shortage in the future. As the definition of labor shortage has now universally agreed, but we still introduce one from the Department of Employment and Workplace Relations. Labor shortage is a situation where employees are unable to fill or have difficulty in fulfilling vacancies at current level of remuneration and conditions of employment. In terms of a successful hotel, it depends on hardware assets and software assets. Hardware assets consist of facilities and employees. Software assets consist of services offered by neighbors. Therefore, labor is a critical factor of a hotel's success. Regarding the nature of hospitality industry, labor is very important. In order to meet the needs of the guest, hotels must employ many laborers. Take US for example. 90% of laborers are employed in the service industries, and many of them work in the hospitality sectors. Satisfying the guest's request is a basic element of daily operation. Consumers will return to our hotel if they enjoy a service experience. Moreover, hospitality industry is highly service-oriented. But so, increased number of laborers is needed, which may lead to labor shortage. Facing labor shortage, hotels seek to self-service technology, but in this process, personal contact has been reduced, which will ultimately lead to dissatisfaction of consumers. Therefore, skilled labor is required. Let's work on Elena.
Everything has its due character. Even the labor shortage has its positive impacts. Here I'll talk about two positive impacts of labor shortage. The first is that organizations focus on human resource management. I'll divide these impacts into two parts. The long-term human resource planning and the talent human resource management. As we know, human resource management in hospitality industry always temporary, and it is difficult to be integrated into corporate strategy. So it is almost impossible for HR department to solve the immediate and pressing problem of labor shortage. And under this huge pressure, the HR department is incentive to develop a new solution called long-term human resource planning. They will do some forecasting before, and based on this forecast, they will decide the optimal mix of full-time and part-time, kosher and overtime labor. So it just reduces the pressure of labor shortage. And we know in our mind, we always think that the lack of the label shortages just means lack of the label numbers. But actually, according to the literature research, we found that label shortage always means that the companies just lack of talented and skilled labels. So nowadays, HR department switch their focus from the number of labels to focus on the attracting and maintaining the talented labor force. We'll see that the self-service technologies are also a good outcome of labor shortage, because we know with the help of self-service, we just can reduce the number of labor force. And on the other hand, self-service technology can improve the productive, which means we can use less labor force but to do the more jobs. Here is the two pictures of self-service.
Thanks, Elena. I will talk about negative impact of labor shortage in hospitality industry in the next couple of minutes. Now let's get started from the direct impact of labor shortage, which is increasing cost. When labor demand exceeds labor supply, it requires employees to increase wages and salaries in order to attract and retain employees. But productivity is growing more slowly than the increasing rate of real wages. Therefore, the unit labor cost faced by employers is increased. Also, there are some indirect impacts of labor shortage in the future. Hotel sector operates 24 hours, 7 days, 365 days systems, and many services such as greeting, room servicing, and waitering cannot be substituted by technology. This contributes to labor-intensive nature of the hotel industry, which Joyce mentioned in the introduction as well. In order to obstacle our labor shortage, hotels may recruit employees with less professional training or require employees to do multiple jobs. Low morale of employees will emerge because of the unfamiliarity of the workplace and the workmates. Low morale of employees lead to poor service quality. Insufficient labor tend to further destroy service standard of hotels, contributing to dissatisfaction of the customer. The above-mentioned impact contribute to the reduction in hotels' profit and ultimately damage the hotel's reputation.
Thank you, Claire. As noticed in today's business environment, hoteliers must compete for the skilled labor as hard as for the customers. Therefore, how to develop a human resource strategy from cultivating to retaining skilled labor becomes a hot topic in today's hospitality industry. Initially, top management commitment is a fundamental element to develop long-term human resource strategy to address the labor shortage issue. Therefore, the involvement of the top management team is very essential in human resource practice. Moreover, the industry and the government could unite to address the problem together. Now, let's welcome Mary to give us the next point.
Thank you, Alice. As mentioned before, labor shortage resulting from the high labor turnover rate. To solve it, the adoption of overseas skilled labor and trainer is an effective strategy. Actually, the US and other nations offer guest program to recruit overseas workers